recording already, and we wouldn't have done that. Do that. Welcome, everybody. Uh, as we are a 4 year young company, sweeping the U.S. right now, and now uh, uh, coming into Hawaii, the gateway to the Asia Pacific market. But we're already open in Canada. We're already open in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. Now, these are companies that were countries we just recently opened with uh, 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 since Canada. Canada being the first within this last year. All the other countries are just kind of just getting started, getting all the administration done. But it's very important that we're opening all the financial capitals of the world. Uh, I try to give some of the uh, presentation and opportunity and trainings that we do for the new members of 7K in that same process. So we can invite prospective members or guests or people we're talking to a training. And I record these so that you can use them with your new people and people can grow. I gave a basic introduction after you're a member, getting familiar with all the tools, your website. You get 4 websites with your membership. So you really have an internet gold and silver business. And our business is 7K. We are the Amazon or the Costco of gold and silver. And we buy direct from every major mint around the world. And we buy direct from 5 of the major dealers, 5 of the 13 from the US Mint. Only dealers can buy from the US Mint unless you're paying full blown retail prices, and those uh, are much too high. And so what we've done is circumvented the brokers, retailers, wholesalers, and members get to buy direct, regardless of quantity, no minimums, no maximum. They get to buy at dealer direct cost. That's the main benefit of 7K. Then you have many other membership privileges that give savings and but the biggest is we're a member direct marketing company. The only members of 7K are people who have been introduced to 7K by another member. Very much like Amazon Prime started, and very much like Costco started. Uh, and they still Costco still has much of that in progress, but it only is a direct introduction. In other words, the people who introduce the people who introduce the people. Uh, the very originating person doesn't earn anything from that. However, with 7K, they have a novel means of being in partnership with its members. That's about the best way to say it. And they have a very unique compensation plan that goes ad infinitum through infinity as it wraps around the world. But they do cap your income. They do cap it at 12,500 a week. Now, that's a pretty nice extra income and while you're buying gold and silver at cost. And some of the things, and it's a team concept. And so people don't just join and get rich overnight. And I'm going to share basically the comp plan so people understand it today. A little bit more training on the comp plan, and then some of the ways that our teams start and the way I started. And that's the purpose of the training this morning. Well, we will learn about other aspects in it, and but we have couple of opportunity, what we say exposures of the company. Later today, we have two more scheduled, and we encourage you, if this is the first time hearing, come join us on one of those. Or for those listening to the recording, make sure you get it, or make sure you get the person introducing you to give what we call an executive summary of the introduction of 7K. And that's what we call a 60-minute wealth strategies video. And you can actually get more information than that. We have a repertoire of videos, very short, very concise, or more detailed, if you like. With that said, let us get to some of the training that we want to do today. And doing that, I'm going to, since we have someone from Guam with us today, one of the first things I want to just show you that a person can sign up in Guam already. We're already there.
Oh,
We're open in every one of the U.S. protectorates. And so they would actually sign up on the best program is the U.S. based program, and that is under the U.S. flag. And so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. But this is the main website. A person can go there. There's 3 short videos here that says why they should be a member, and that's to save. You want the best price at the at an affordable cost and from a trusted source, and that's 7K. If you decide to share it, most people do, like a good movie or a good meal. And when you're getting such great deals and such fantastic coins and you're accumulating gold and silver, you do share it, but you can use this little video. These videos are less than a little bit more than a minute. All 3 videos together is like a little more than 3 minutes. And then how you can actually earn by saving money and accumulating wealth and protecting your wealth and diversifying your real asset-based portfolio. So, uh, so how do we earn money? That's the big question here, and it's a very new, novel compensation plan. Many people, when they first see it, they think it's a binary comp plan, and that's what they presume that it's a binary because it has a left and a right. But I like to do it this way and show you just a one-page summary. This all comes, but the entire compensation plan is right here. And by the way, our standard membership is $199. That's a full year's membership. Our premium, our business membership is $499. And we encourage everyone to enter at the premium $499 membership and have an opportunity to earn $500 extra a week, a month, but you can earn up to $500 a week just by referring one person who gets a membership, and you place them on your left team or your team 1, and then for referring another, place them on your right team or your team 2. So it's a team business. And then whatever they do, you can get remunerated to it also. And whatever their person does in referring somebody else, you can get remunerated. How do I mean that? Okay, so that's that team 1, team 2 concept. And there are no, hooks or fine print in this compensation plan. It's not 30 pages long. Everybody can read every detail of this compensation plan, and it's all summarized on one piece of paper. And so you become a member first, and then if you refer a person, you either place them on the left or right. You don't have to worry where you place them. It's just you boo left or right. The computer does it automatically, and it does it in a manner that it creates motivation and incentive in the business. And so you place them either on the left team or the right team. And when you place them on the left, you have one active member. And you place them on the right, wherever they get placed, and I'll explain that in a minute, pictorially, and that makes it a lot easier to understand. Pictures tell 1,000 words or 10,000. You place them on the right. Well, that right there qualifies you to make a $500 check. How do you get checks? Well, memberships count points. That standard buyer's membership, just being buyer, and many people uh, get a buyer's membership. That's 50 points. That business membership at $4.99 is 150 points. So when points accumulate in your counter, uh, they mount up to 500 points on at least on each side, you'll get a $500 check. Now that's pretty powerful. If if it took you all year to earn a $500 check, you got all your money back and you're buying gold and silver at cost. And you will learn about the numismatics, the things that make you active. The thing is to not make this 1.2. I call it start your own business for $500 and keep your doors open to your business instead of paying electricity, light, insurance, water, sewer bills, or anything like that. You're buying a collecting numismatic, highly valued coin that gains value faster than bullion does. That's pretty cool. And we give you the facts about these coins, and you don't have to know about them, but we teach you all about it, and you're diversifying your asset base. That's the real key. And so by teaching, learning, sharing, we all earn while we learn. And the faster we learn, the faster we can earn, is what I call it. Well, uh, if you want to make $1,000 a week, how do you do that? Well, you refer another person that becomes a member, and you place them on your left team, another person, and place them on your right team. So you've referred two members that became members because of you. They enrolled on your website. You have a fully functional e-commerce site. Well, one of those two became an associate just like you did. You already know how to do that, so you can explain that even to your people at the very beginning. They enroll one on their left and one on their right. When you have an associate on your left, associate on your right, and another new member that you're you're helping and showing the way, you become a copper, and you can earn $1,000. You can earn two of those $500 cycles. And then how do you become a bronze? Well, you add another person. You tell another person about it. Three total people you put on your left team. You don't have to worry about placement. They're going to be placed in the first available spot. That's going to be very clear very soon. And you place the third on your right team, just to the right. They get placed at the first available spot, all the way down under all people you've already placed. And they really like you when you do that. Every time I placed a new person to rank up, I'm a goal. I had to have 8 on my left and 8 on my right. I didn't I didn't do all 8 the first week or the first day. It took time, and I just put people, and they put people under those people. And gee whiz, everybody loved me every time placed another person under them, because that meant volume coming up to their counters. Everybody gets volume in their counter if they're active, if they're doing their autosaver, if they're buying that collectible coin, one of them a month, every month, instead of electricity, rent, or that's why I call it the thing that keeps you active, keeps your business going, keeps your doors open to your business. You're in big business, you own a big business, you can incorporate it in anything you do, but that's what we do. So, you know, each step, all you're doing is teaching one of these people that you've added to become what you just became. You became it, so you already know how to do it. So it's not something that I'm going to look up here and I'm going to start by saying how I can become a presidential goal. It's a step by step process of people helping people, and you have to have a a bronze on each side out of the extra two people you add. Any one of these five can become a bronze like you did. Uh, any one of these three can become a copper like you did on this side and this side. So it's just a matter of duplicating what you just did. The real thing we duplicate is this. Everybody starts that way and gets one on the left, one on the right. And then you just add one at a time until you can rank up. Now these are called commission points. We have other means of earning money. I will mention them later. It's called loyalty points and leadership points. And these are other way you earn free silver, and you earn more commission, and you get paid on more of that volume. These are what we in Louisiana call lagniappe, a little extra. What I'm going to do is actually get out what I call my computer board, whiteboard, since I don't have a whiteboard in the room to work with. I've become a little bit learning new technology, and this 22nd century, right? We're in 22nd century now. And I'm gonna put my little glove on here. Oh, I don't know if anybody can. I don't have my video on. I sure hope everybody can see me. I just noticed I don't have my video on. Okay, let me do that. I didn't even look at notes or hands just in case you couldn't see what I was talking about. But got my little glove on. Nothing's wrong with me. It's just one of these electronic gloves. I got this new little electronic, I call it whiteboard here. And so I get to actually show you the comp plan. And I'm going to go down here and get this little black pen, make sure I'm doing things right. And I am. I see it's there. So you have a right side, and you have a left side. When you become a member, regardless of the 199, and with the 199, there is 50 points in the 199. With the renewal, when you have a renewal, there's another one. It's called a standard plus. It's in between these two, but it's not available upon becoming a new member. It's just the standard buyer membership or the premium business membership. There's 150 points there. So for purposes of illustration, we're going to use 100 points for the average of these two for purposes of seeing how this comp plan works. Okay. And you have a counter, you have a business, you have a back office that keeps track of everything. We'll quickly show you the back offices and the tools that you're getting with just this $4.99 packet. It's a phenomenal benefit to run an internet base from your home or that travels around the globe with you as you're buying gold and silver for yourself and sharing with others how they can do the same. Well, you're going to be placed on the right or left side of your sponsor business team. And so we're going to assume in this example, you're placed on the right side. So therefore, you're going to have a common business leg because see, for them to rank up, they're going to place people under you. I mean, that's just going to happen. When I did a network marketing company with a binary plan back in the 90s, and I made more than $1 million a year in gold and silver. That's where I first read Richard Wayne Hansen. No one ever put anyone under me. And I had over 70,000 people and on my left and right side. But we didn't have a residual in that, but it didn't matter. We were earning gold and silver. We were earning big time checks, and everybody loved that. And so we're going to assume that you're trying to kind of like average people. Average people want to know what they're going to do and how they do it. And they want to kind of look around. They don't get started real fast sometimes, unless they've already had some experience in networking, uh, and they see this, they see the bigger picture pretty quick, or they pretty much understand. They've been in gold and silver for a while, like me, and pretty much understand. Hey, this is pretty cool. I'm going to tell everybody about it, and I've got all the knowledge already. So I can handle any objections. I'm just looking for people to see what I see. Well, let's assume we're just an average person. We're going to look into the website. We're going to kind of see the training. We're going to find out. We want to know what we're going to do before we do it. Well, your sponsor is already ahead of you. They already they've already done all that. And so what happens is we in this program, you get what is called a gift from above. And all of a sudden, somebody above you, either your sponsor or person above your sponsor, they're trying to rank up, and they just placed a person on your right team, but you're going to get credit for those points. Oh, you hadn't done anything yet except join. And this mostly happens. And so that person that got placed there happens to be a person that understands and maybe has some experience in network marketing, and they immediately get a person on their left their very first day. On their right, they get a person on their left. They become an associate, qualified to make that $500 check, and all of a sudden you've got 300 points in your counter. Well, this person was also pretty experienced. They got a person immediately on their right, and they're in red because I call these gifts from below. The green ones are gifts from above. Okay. The black ones are going to be people who you personally sponsor. Okay. You hadn't even sponsored anybody. You're still kind of looking around your website, trying to get trained, trying to understand this comp plan. Uh, and this person then sponsors a person. And all of a sudden, gee whiz, you got 500 points on your right team, and you have 0 on your left. You finally look at your back office and you see you got enough money to make a paycheck, but you haven't even started. So you basically we try to help you because everybody's interested in helping everybody. And typically your sponsors already called you and said, hey, Jim, you got 500 points on your right. You got enough to make a paycheck. Why don't we get started? We're going to help you get started. We're going to show you how to do this. Okay. And so, yeah, we kind of share it with our friends and family. We give them first chance to say no. But out of their top 25, let's say you have one on your left, and that's your first personal sponsor on your left, and now you have 100 points. But that person, during the process of you and I and your people seeing it, they went ahead and sponsored a person on their left real quick. And this person happened to understand this as soon as they saw it. They put a person on their left, they put a person on their right, they became an associate. And when that happened with that person that sponsored that part, this person then sponsored another person, and they wanted to be qualified. They're an associate now on your left. And look what happened. You got 500 points. Now, this could happen in a week. This could have taken 2 weeks. This could have taken 3 weeks. See, there's no time limit here. Okay. But if this all happens in a week like this is what happens. We call you and we say, hey, Jim, you've got 500 points on the left, 500 points on the right. You know, the computer cycles at every 500 points every week. Saturday, Mountain Time, midnight, Mountain Time US, midnight, because the company's headquartered and database is running out of Idaho Falls, Idaho. That's where the company started. So it's going to cycle and it's going to reset these points to zero, but you're not going to get a commission check because you're not qualified. You do not have a person on your left and right. Now we're going to ask you if you have a spouse. If you have a spouse, we're going to ask you if you got a brother, a sister, a mother, a dad, somebody close to you, a son, a daughter. Okay. And most people do. Or a company, okay, that you're running and operating or have set up. And so with that, we're going to ask you a question. If you give us $200 today and you are guaranteed we're going to give you $500 tomorrow, would you do that? Now, I have not had a person that ever said no to that in the 4 years of doing this and training that. And so we say, well, very simply, Jim, you sponsor, you pay for the membership of your spouse. They should have a membership too. And then you're able to earn more money in the future. You're able to expand your business. So now you have one on the right there. Okay. So you got a person on the left, person on the right. You also have 600 points now over here, just in our illustration. So when Saturday Mountain Midnight time comes, they see you got 500 here, 600 here. That's over 500 on each side. They're going to pay you a $500 check. Okay, that begins the beautiful part of this business. They're going to erase 500 points because they paid you on it. They're going to erase 500 points from this side, but they're going to leave you with 100 balance on this side because they didn't pay you on that yet. Oh, that's pretty cool. They roll over. They accumulate too. Well, how does this business expand? Well, you got 5 on your team on this side, but you only did 1. You got 6 on your team on this side. Now, if they want to make one of those $500 checks like you did, and I like to do this in weeks, it can be months, it can be every 2 weeks, but I like to do it in weeks to illustrate because they will pay every week like they paid us every week. And everybody else has been in it for the last 4 years. So if these 5 people want to earn a $500 check like you, what have they got to do? They got to refer. They got to talk about 7K. They got to give information out. They're the advertisers. They're the marketer. They're the TV advertisement. Well, they're the ones that saw a good book or read a good book or saw a good movie and that they can't stop talking about it because it was very good. Well, when you get gold and silver at dealer cost, you learn to, share that with everybody, and everybody has a year to year. And so what if they only average 1 new person? Some people are going to do more. Some people are going to do a lot more. But let's just do an average of 1. Okay. They just kind of did like you did. Got 1 the very first week. So that's 5 new people joining this team. You haven't got any new people, but that's 5 new people. So your team is increasing in size. Same thing over here. That's 6 new people joining. And so now your team is growing. And now 600 points come up here in your counter and add to that 100, making 700. 500 points come up here in the counter, adds to that 0, makes 500. Well, the Saturday at midnight, you haven't added anybody. You haven't done anything else except kind of finish your training, talk to a few more people, shared a few videos, same kind of skills that we teach you. So we call it income producing activities, sharing information, talking about your products, showing your products, which are gold and silver, by the way. And so the computer comes and looks at it. You got 500 on the left. You got more than 500 on the right. Good. You qualify for a check. You've got 1 person on your left, 1 person on your right. You qualify for a $500 check. You're active. Bingo. Midnight comes, they'll raise 500 points on this side. They'll raise 500 points on this side. They subtract 500 from that, and they leave you with a balance of 200. Wow, that's pretty cool. Got 200 already to start off the next week. Well, you haven't sponsored anybody new. You hadn't done anything. You're about to finish watching your training that we give you because you're working full time. So we got a bunch of new people in here, and some of the people that you've already had in here hadn't got their first people. So if they want to earn a couple of $500 checks like you just did, what do they have to do? Well, they have to get one on the left, one on the right. So let's say they only average one new person adding the group team left and one new person adding to the group team right. Okay, so that's 10 new sales coming up. That's 1,000 points coming up in that counter. Remember, I told you it goes for infinity. And we're just starting. So your team is growing on each side, and you got 1,200 points coming there. I don't have enough room to write that, so I'm going to erase that and get the 1,200 points in there. Okay, and we're going to do 1,200, and now we got 1,200 points and 1,000 points, and your team is double, growing on each side, the left and team, the right team. The computer comes and checks it. You got more than 500 on each side. That's good. You got one on the left, one on the right. That's good. But all you can make is $500 because you're just an associate. Now, if you're just an associate, that's all you can make. But you have an incentive to earn $1,000. Well, how do you get to make $1,000? And by the way, if you get paid just the 500 in this scenario, here's what happens. They erase all 1,000 points over here. They subtract 500 here and leave you with 700. This is your incentive to tell other people about it and to rank up, become a copper, help somebody else or tell somebody else. Well, what you do, by the way, is you tell another person. And remember when I say you add another one to your left team or right team, what you're going to do is somewhere down here, because see, other people have been placed here. Somewhere down here, first available spot becomes your L2 that you sponsored, the left two. And you put a person somewhere down here because see, your spouse now, we already have them at an associate, okay? Because they're an associate. Oh, wrong color. I'm sorry. I kind of want to try and keep this so it's understandable in colors, okay? And so your spouse is an associate. First person you sponsored is an associate. And now you've got your two on your right that you personally sponsored. They're somewhere under here, first available spot down there. And so what happens is you got an associate on your left, associate on your right. You got two personals here, two personals there. You are a copper. And so now you can earn $1,000. And so that's two $500 cycles. And so what happens is they will cycle that 500 out, subtract it, pay you 500, subtract another 500, you leave 1,000 goes away there, and they take 1,000 away here, leave you with 200 that rolls over to the next paycheck week. That's pretty powerful. So this is kind of how this works. We haven't even done a month yet, okay? But and going through, or this could be months. Well, the thing, if this is months, we went through, you made a $500, it took a month. Then the second month, you made that extra 500. Then the next month, you made 1,000. Let's say that. Okay. In that process, you have to stay active. Now you have to be active. And if you haven't, what do you mean by active? You buy that coin, that basic coin, 105, it counts 15 points. The variety coin counts, it costs 139, exclusive, rare, it's valuable. It counts 20 points. The specialty is 309 and it counts 30 points. So it means points. Okay, and it keeps you active. A lot of people ask me all the time, well, what's that coin worth? It's worth $500 a week plus its value that is going to grow. That's what it's worth. I mean, to me, that's an easy question. Okay. But, some people, well, what's it worth? How am I going to sell it? All that. That's just stopping and limiting them from being all they can be and making all they can be. They're the ones put the brakes on their business before they got started. If everybody else is doing this, people are selling it for more, we'll learn as we go. It's a matter, do you want to change your life financially? So let me illustrate what this would be if that would have been months instead of weeks. You still make the same money, okay? And you still have a zero now here to start off this next compensation. But let's say your team has a total of 25 people after these 2, 3 months, 4 months, whatever, on this side. And they're buying one of these coins, but let's say an average for easy math is 25. 25 people are buying a coin to stay active, want to earn a check. Well, 20 times 25 is 500 points. And the same thing you got over here. You may have more, you may have less, but just to illustrate how this works, how this comp plan works, you got 25 over here, and that's 500 points coming up in a month, just with people buying their coin, their autosaver. Now they buy it on the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, and 20th. Nobody buys it all on the same day. And so that's like split up evenly kind of in the weeks. And they got 4 weeks in a month, right? So you're going to have different points, but you'll get a total of 500. Where 500 points are coming up in a month, and you are just an associate, one on left, one on right, you can make a $500 check every month. Could you use a $500 check every month as you're accumulating wealth and you're securing your wealth by having gold and silver, and you're getting it at affordable prices, and you're getting a diversification with a product that gains value with time faster than bullion? And if you're retiring, could you use an extra $500 a month in retirement? Answer to this is who couldn't? Well, this is kind of how I got started. Same way I just showed you. Okay. I have one on my left, one on my right, was my wife and our company. Before we told anybody, we did what is called a business family pact. I'm going to introduce you to that. And the reason I'm going to talk about us here is this to illustrate the full comp plan to you. And what I did as a business family pack is I put enough volume here that at the top that I'm going to build through a business. And this would maybe even be a buyer here in this illustration. Maybe they're not even buying the coin every month. And I'm going to come back and show you the importance of that. Maybe this is a buyer that is buying the coin every month. That made an active for that person, still an associate. Okay, so what does that mean? It means this. When we had 100 people on our team on the left side after a year, just by sharing this with other people, I'm 74 years young. I'm already was independently wealthy, not extravagantly, but enough money to live off of for the rest of my life. No stress in my life. I didn't have to go back to work. I've been living like that since I've been 52. And that's a nice way to live because I got God's money on the side. Well, after the year of this kind of duplicating, us helping people like this and having fun and doing the travel, we had about 100 people on this team over here. But I certainly didn't put 100, only put enough to rank up on the left side. And same thing over here. So let me just show you what that means. 100 times 20 points is 2,000 every month coming up. Okay, 2,000 every month divided by 4 weeks is 500 every week. And so that's way ensure we averaged over 500 a week after the first year. Now I wasn't a top money earner. I was just earning some extra money buying gold and silver. In fact, there was a lot of people making 2,000 a week up in Montana and Idaho. That's because it started in Idaho. A lot of people making 3,500. They had about 6 people making 3,500 a week, and they had no network marketing skills. They were just farmers, ranchers, people, construction, ran a construction company. His business was down. He got in gold and so you'll see some of these people on videos. And well, that's how we started. The next year I added a couple more people, and at our check averaged over $1,000 extra a week. And then by May of 2019, our check turned into $2,000 average a week. Oh my God. And then it wasn't long after that, we had, like right now, we have more than 1,000 people on the left team that is buying that coin. So how many points are coming up? 20,000 points. We got more than 1,000 people on the right team, but let's just do 1,000. That's 20,000 points. Okay. 20,000 points divided by 4 weeks is 5,000 on average coming every week. And I'm a gold. By being a gold, I can make 7,000 a week. Well, that's just 5,000 a week coming up. That's pretty cool. You can make 5,000 a week. Well, we average over 22,000 a week a month last year. I've made more $7,000 checks in a row than anyone else in the company. And I still just did it part-time until this year. Now I'm putting a lot more time because I just enjoy it a lot more, but I'm helping grow the future leaders of this company. I'm kind of like a papa. I don't have that fire in the belly like I used to when I was young and wanted to be the top earner in the company and all that. I know I'm going to have people making more money than me, and I want that to happen. In fact, I helped sponsor the first executive goal in the company, and he's 52. His name's Wayne Clark, and I put him under my wife. So now let me explain that business family pack so you can at least see the big picture. How you come in and what you want to do, I always leave it up to the individual, but I always make sure they understand the business and the opportunity they have in their hands so they can make an informed business decision as they're joining us. And with this, I'm going to share with you a couple of things. Let me get this board erased here first. And let me erase a position here. I can show it with just a couple of positions. Okay. Now remember, we have this 20,000 points or 1,000 points or 500 points coming up. Let's say this person right here bought their coin every month and they renewed every year, but they were just a buyer. They hadn't referred anyone, this person. They also have a counter on both sides of them, just like everybody does. Okay. Now, they may have been buying a coin every month, and their points go to their side where they have the least points. These points would have been coming up, and they may have, if they've been in a bit like that first year, where we had an average, and they were right there in that line, and we had an average of 500 points coming up every week. So they would have had about 25,000 points there. 25,000, okay, or more. Well, that's $25,000. And if they'd have bought a coin every month, they would have had about 240 points on this side. Not enough to make a paycheck, and they hadn't sponsored anybody. But they're just a buyer. They're a person buying gold and silver and getting the travel benefits, getting the health care benefits, doing all the extra benefits of the company, and they're not referring to anyone, but we will go to them and show them something that they would have never thought would occur. Number one, they're going to have this big team underneath them that they could have never built on their own. And that's a fact. But it's under them. And it's evidenced by those 25,000 points or those 5,000 points that are coming up every week now that will accumulate there if they renew every year. So before renewal comes up, we make sure that people like this get to see what they have to make sure they have the right information if they want to renew or not. Most people renew on their own without even, but there are a few that needs to be shown because they never really logged in their back office to do anything except buy product and didn't look at anything else. Okay. Now, let's take this person here. They joined to be a buyer. They didn't buy that auto ship. They didn't do that. And their counter is going to read 0 and 0. Okay. That's what their counter is going to read, 0 and 0. Okay. And so we show them, though, that they got all these points coming up every week and that could add to their counter, make dollars in the bank if they were buying that coin once a month on AutoSaver. It's up to them. And then they get the advantage benefits. But we just make sure we show them. That's all. And we do it by going into the back office, our back office, and showing them what the points would be. And because if they're not buying and they've had a 199 membership, they can't see all that because they don't have access to the Downline Explorer. And then, so they can't see all that. And that's part of the benefits of buying the $4.99. You don't pay any fees. You don't do that. If they want it in the $1.99, they're going to have to pay fees for those tools, for those hosting of the websites, or the use of the apps to build a business with. That's what that's all about. And so let me just kind of get that I've learned that they do a little pre-screen on me, and I got to take away that little square, otherwise it's not erasable. Now, okay. Now let's see the bigger picture of a business family pack. Okay, I got to learn how to erase this thing without clearing the board faster. One of these days I will. But I just pick up technology as I try to use it. It's kind of like I teach the system. You learn as you earn as you learn. And that's a beautiful way. And you get all the benefit. It's just up to you if you want to join our Millionaires One-on-One class, that you pay no tuition fee to the teachers, but your only tuition fee is becoming a member of a company that everybody's going to be a member of sooner or later. And you may as well have all these members under you so you can benefit financially. That's kind of the way I look at it. So what's a business family pack? Well, I sponsored, like I said, my wife first over here on my left, and I sponsored our company over here on the right. So I'm an associate. I'm already qualified to earn a $500 check. And then what I did is I personally sponsored my first person, older than me, by the way, and I place them on my left team and they just go there. I personally sponsored another one and I place them on my left team and they just go there. Okay. It's where they're placed. Okay. You just place left, right. The computer puts them at the first. See, the next available spot is right there. Okay. Now, I I also call around. These are people that we sponsored. So I have 3 personal sponsors on my left team. Okay. I called and personally sponsored a person on my right team and placed them there and they went there. I actually called 4 people. It was the first one in, the first one get placed. And I told them that. Okay. And so uh the next one fell into that spot. The next one fell into that spot because all I did was place them right. There it goes, Bill, in that. I got to turn that function off that makes circles for me. Those are prettier than mine, though. And so I put 4 people in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. They all come in the same way I did. Okay. And they actually came in with their own business family pack, like I did, because they know me. And so they have their business family pack. That's 250 points, by the way. And by the way, one of theirs had to go down under the other people because they were a little slow at doing that part. And that's kind of what these people did, the same thing. And by the way, the same thing happened to another. They were a little slow in putting a business family pack. So it ended up back down here, under there. But that's kind of what happened to me the first 2 days. Okay. And these were all people retired, but all these people retired having to work again. Okay. I want to help them. I want to help them. Each one of them said, I don't have any money. I said, you got a credit card. You can buy, you can start your business on your credit card. We're going to interface it. We're going to get all your money back before the end of the month. And anyway, you need to buy gold and silver. I don't have any money to buy gold and silver, but I want all of it and I can get. So that's pretty much the way it went. But they all, out of the 8 people I called, 4 joined. Okay. So did all the people join when I called? No. But all 8 now are in the business, but they're way down here under other people. Okay. So here's the whole key. I made $1,000. I was a copper because see, I'm an associate. I already have 2 right here, but they came in with a business family pack, one on their left. They're an associate. So I'm already a copper. Same thing with the first person. I'm already a copper. So I had more than what I needed. Actually, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very first week. But at that time, we didn't have these ranks when we first started. But we had copper, you can make 1,000. Okay. And so part of that first year was me helping the company and as part of the advisory board, optimize this comp plan. And that's the comp plan we have today. And so with this, we made 1,000, we erased it. We helped them make their $500 and we help people make their so I showed you how our business grew. But what you need to understand more precisely is what this business family pack means in really growing and doing your business. So let me shift to that. And a person that I taught this to that came in and actually did it precisely right was Wayne Clark, because he just followed instructions. Okay, let me just try and redo stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna take away my erasing, get that circle out of the way. There it goes. Now I can erase. Okay. What I want you to understand is this, and I teach people to build rank before they their organization grows so they don't lose commission points. This is a business family pack. With that business family pack, if that's $4.99, $1.99, $1.99, and you do not have to buy a coin every month if you don't want to on it. I did. There's a reason for it, but you don't have to. And there's some people that started this with me. They didn't, but they wish they had of now. But that's okay. I just tell everybody the facts. This is 250 points as a package. Okay. Now, I actually started at $4.99, $4.99, $4.99. Okay. Because I knew what we were going to do. I needed it. I knew that I was going to open up a center. And so I teach people to do this. When you sign up a person with that business family pack, they come in just like this, just like you did. They're an associate. That's 250 points. And if you did the 199, that's the way I'm going to do it. 250 points, and that is 300 points. You sponsor your, this is number one, this is number two. You sponsor, you have one here because that's you or your company or your spouse or your son or your dad or your mom. We will share with you the right ways to do it. You sponsor a business family pack here. And you're looking for people to start your business with real quick who want to do this because that's $900, 500, 200, 200. Okay. So, but we get our money back real quick, like all our people did. I made $1,000 first week. I got all my money back, right? Okay. So you now have your second person. See, these people are their sponsors. They're the sponsor of those. Okay. But you got an associate here, and you've got two persons, personal, that's 300 points, but you're a copper. Okay. And a copper, you can make $1,000. Well, if this person then enrolls a business family pack on their left and on their right, they duplicate what you did. Okay. They're a copper. If they duplicate what you did over here, do a business family pack here and here and here and here, they're a copper right there. And you got 1, 2, 1, 2. In the process of doing this and finding people, you're going to have a person that joins that is just a member or just gets one. And it doesn't matter if it's $4.99 or $3.99, and that's your third. You just place them on the left team or right. You're going to do the same thing and place them over there in the process. Okay. And that's your third on the right side. Well, if they're a copper and you got three personals, you are bronze. Now you can make 2,000 a week. And that's how easy it is to rank up if you do it properly. Okay. So wait a minute. Let's look at points. How much did you get paid? Well, we know this, what I just did, made us 300, but this is 250. This is 250. Well, that's 500. That just made 800. Well, it just depends on what this person came in with. $4.99, that make it $9.50. $1.99, make it $8.50. Well, we got the same thing over here. So let's say the pay ended this week and you ended up bronze and you got 800, and let's just say these are 199s, 850 points on your left and right. Here's what I want to show you what is so cool about this comp plan. They're going to come in and you're going to earn a $500 check, but you're bronze. You got three personals on your left, three personals on your right, and you got a copper. One of your personals out of the three is a copper, and on the left and right. You're going to get, they're going to erase 500 on each side. You're going to get a $500 check that first week. Okay, but you put in 900. Okay, we're just doing We're not doing 499s on all three. If you did that, we're going to have a lot more points. We're doing just the 199s as the bet. Okay, so you get a check, but look what happens. They don't erase all five. You get, oh heck, I just don't like it when this, I've got to learn how not to do that. They're going to erase 500 points off this side and leave you 350 and carry over to the next week. They're going to erase 500 and leave you with 350. All your points carry over. And since now we have a COVID, the company has a COVID half check. The reason is you could have made 2,000, but you didn't make it. So you're not going to lose any like that associate that had the 1,000 because you did rank up. So you get to get captured. Either it goes to loyalty points or commission points. And you got leadership points if you build this way. And leadership points are every time you enroll someone with a 499, you get leadership points in your bank. And they will automatically roll over commission points if you got leadership points. Okay, and that's what that is. But look here, if these people build and you find more people, all that volume coming up, if this duplicates one time or a person duplicates and becoming a copper on each side, you're going to make more than $1,000 and you're going to roll over points. And this is the progression of how we build. We build, we put in individuals where they're at, but we explain the business family pack concept. And we let them make the decision, because later, as I showed in the beginning, everybody's going to end up with a business family pack in time, because that's just what happens. You end up with a business family pack because you're going to get situations where you get your volume, and who wouldn't spend, like I'm about to show you this example. And I'm going to give two more examples and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I had a neighbor. They joined me, okay? But they bought a coin every month. And so in their counter on their right side, they had like, the first time was about 180 grand. 180,000 in that counter. I don't really remember the exact number. And on this side, since they bought a coin every month, they end up at having 240 the first year, then 240. They renewed 240 next. You get no points on your renewals. But when their counter right here, this side right there, ended up to 450 points, we had a discussion, and I went and said, hey, can we have a discussion? I need to talk with you and your wife, because the wife did not want to have anything to do with what she thought was network marketing or multi-level marketing. Okay. And so didn't even look at it, but he loved the concept of the coins and gold and silver and buying. So yeah, he's going to do it. Okay. So they didn't tell anybody about it. They didn't sponsor anybody, but now he's got 450 points, 180,000 points. So sorry, thought I had it on mute. So we went over on Saturday and just had a meeting. I opened up my computer and I showed them this. And they said, well, so what? What's that? They don't understand. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. Y'all know me real well. Well, I know y'all real well. If I asked you today, Saturday, to give me $400, and tomorrow, absolutely, I'm going to hand you over $500, would you give me $400? Well, yeah. In fact, we'll do that every day with you if you want. I said, no, it's okay. Let me just show you something. Look, sponsor your wife, give her a membership. Oh, I don't want a membership. Well, I said, just wait a minute. Let me just show you something. It's $199. You're going to put right down here, okay? Or right over here. Actually, we're going to put the wife on this side. So you're going to put her right here, the spouse. And that's a membership. You don't have to buy a coin every month. You don't understand it. You don't have to. Okay. But you got a membership and you got ability to leverage in the future if you want. And you got better benefits than that. And I'm going to explain it to you. But you got a daughter just graduated from college. Yeah. Well, buy her a membership. She needs her own gold and silver. Just give her a trial membership. By the way, both those, when you do it that way, is a trial membership and you're paying for it. That becomes a tax deduction in market development. Okay. So now you got an active on your left, active on your right. Both of them cost $199. You are now an associate. You got 50 points come up here and you got 500. Then tonight at midnight, you're going to get a $500 check tomorrow. So those memberships really didn't cost you $199. And you get an extra tax deduction. And you get 2 extra coins in that process. The wife said, "This is interesting. It's not like all those other things." I thought and I said, okay. Now, look, you don't have to buy a coin every month, but when this happens again, and by the way, you have a business family pack. It's just you not next to yourself. And if one of these people or one of these people create a ton of volume, you're going to miss it on that. Because if you're always at the top, you always capture anything in your teams on the left and right, no matter where they're at. That is the key of major, massive volume accumulation in the future. Now, the other person that does not have any points there, theirs is 0 and 0. We show them how their points come up every year right before renewal, at least during about a month before renewal. And we just want them to know they're apparently renewing anyway because they like it, but we want them to understand the type of income producing opportunity they have without bugging them. Okay, that's about the best way to say it. Now let me show you why I did a business family pack. As I get that volume coming up, and while we buy a coin every month on ours from the exception, and I'd say at least just about everyone I sponsor now, they all buy at least 3 or more coins every month. And why is that? Well, here's why. As I was building this top center, we were buying a coin on this center right here. And those points were going over here for the coin, but the volume was racking up, and same thing on this side. Okay, the volume was racking up in this counter, and points on buying a coin went here, kind of like this example, except it's a little different because I have a business building system that I teach that when you've earned on this top center by placing left and placing right, a $500 or more, 6 consecutive weeks in a row. That means 6 consecutive, not 5, miss a week, and then it starts counting over. You got 6 consecutive weeks in a row, 500 or more, then guess what? It's time to look. One of these sides is going to have volume hooked up in it. And so like me, my left side, I only put those 2 for years. The first 2.5 years, I had it kept building. I'd have 100,000 or more points over here. I couldn't catch up with my right side, but here's what I did. I'd get paid and it'd be 0 at the beginning of every week. This would go more. Well, that's fine because guess what? We had built up what I could get paid on. So my wife here had that 100,000 in her bank. And as this volume was coming up, they kept adding there, but I got paid on it up here. And then we stopped building mine and we focused on building my wife's business on this side because this was the side that we needed to build the team bigger. And so we placed a person here. Okay. And we helped that person get started. They signed up on my wife's side, placed a person here. And so when we get 500 points here, okay, we already have money in the bank here. We're going to get a $500 check and we only did half the work. But that $500 check is going to produce another $500 check over here because we already got money in the bank there. So we get paid twice on the same effort. That's leveraged income. We're still getting the volume from my business we built the first place. And so now we help a person start making a $500. Any person over here make a $500 check every week. Well, that's 500 on their left and 500 on their right. We're helping them make a check. They're happy. We're even more happy because see, that's 1,000 points coming up here. And that's $1,000 that we already got money in the bank. That's when we bought that coin every month to store up volume because we knew we were going to do this. And so then we made not only 1,000 there just working here, we made another 1,000, extra 1,000 up here. So we get paid double off this new building that we're doing, and we still getting paid on the original business that's keeping growing. Actually, it's self-perpetuating itself. So you say, well, why that? I'm kind of know the binary. I know numbers, and rules are easy to follow. Understanding numbers, I'd have to teach you calculus. I'd have to teach you exponential math. I'd have to teach you all kind of nobody takes the time to learn that. Otherwise, they got a chemical engineering degree like me or a master's in business. Okay, so the real key is these rules are proven statistical facts. And so if you follow the rules, you can repeat the same thing. You can repeat it. It doesn't matter either in 6 months or a year like Wayne Clark did. And by the way, Wayne Clark was placed on the left of my wife right here under all these people. And then he became an executive go. His team points went through all of these people that we had. Everybody loves that we told them about this because they have almost $500,000 in their bank. And so they've got a business. If they find one person on the opposite side next year, this year, 2 years from now, whenever, that's making a $500 check, they got a $1,000 residual for the rest of their life. Why? They're accumulating gold and silver. Now, this is the power of the business family pack. But you want to do it properly. You want to be in the rules and regulations and policies and procedures of the company. And what is that? I can have two. I can have one in my personal Social Security or country ID and one in a company's name that operate. Your spouse can have one. And if they have a company, they can have one. So that's 4 with a married couple. Okay. If you got children, our children are in this business also. And so, yeah, before we actually place the other P, our children join. Okay, so they're up here too. But we have a family business. Who is our business going to? It's going to go to our children. This passes on generationally. And so here's the key about the family business pack. Now, so I'm a goal. We're really pushing making a 7,000 every week. My wife's a goal. The first person that got into this business was Woodrow Venable and then George Donaldson, 2 old-time friends. And George is a silver, and he's right on the preface of becoming a gold, and I personally sponsored him. A gold on the left and gold on the right means executive gold. All I have to do is have 10 actives on my left, 10 actives on my right. I can get 10 actives, and you could too. Okay. And so that's never the problem. The problem is finding people willing to work with you, do it, and learning to do what you should do. Now, we tell everybody what they should do, but it's their choice. and they make their decisions. And if they're making at least the commitment of 5 to 10 hours out of their life to learn how, they get to earn while they learn, they get to build a big business like this. And so let me tell you what that means real quick as we sum it up. Try and get my eraser here. Yeah, I thought I had my problem is my toolbar and the zoom is the same. Okay, get some of this out of the way so I can just show you. And get this, put that center back there. Again, that's number 1 on this side. And this is your family business. When you build this to a presidential goal, that's $12,500 a week. That's all you can make. But when you build this one, because all the volume's there, you can make $12,500 a week on that one too. And on this one, you can make $12,500 a week. That's a pretty good family business, I would think, and I think you would agree. So my math tells me that that's about $650,000 a year, pretty close. And if you got 3 of these, it's about 1.9, almost 2 million a year residual income for the rest of your life. I think you could do a lot, help a lot, do a lot if you were blessed like that. This company is going to be the Amazon of gold and silver in the world. It's the only company that allows people to buy incremental gold through the Sound Money Wallet, meaning they can buy $10 a month, $100 a month, or whatever. They can't, and they get it still at dealer cost. So regardless of income status, a person can own gold and silver now, and they get it at the best price. And they have a mechanism that they can accumulate it and that it's safe for them. And then they can earn extra income. I mean, how much better can it get? This is what 7K is. We're about to globalize this company over the next, 5, 7 years. We should be open in every major company by that time. How many people in those countries do you want on your left team or right team? They're only going to find out about it from a person telling a person. And this is a continuous, infinite level business that all the volume posts all the way up. There are no ways that it can stop. If this person quits, it flows through them like electricity. If they don't buy the coin of the month, it flows through them like electricity. If they become inactive, they don't buy the coin, their points are erased. This is the most powerful compensation plan of a company, basically making its members kind of partners without a formal agreement, other than the associate agreement. And it's airtight, and it's the most powerful business in the world. And we're just now telling people about it. People are just now finding out about it. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop our recording.